second, Tanner Holmes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's a look at the Cottage Grove Speedway in Cottage Grove, Oregon. And this is the opening night of the 2025 Marvin Smith Memorial, the biggest 360 sprint car race that this track hosts each season. And if you guys remember right, we actually won this race in 2024. We won the prelim night in 2023. So we got some good momentum here at Cottage Grove Speedway, and it'd be really awesome if we get the 18T to sweep the weekend. And one thing I wanted to point out before we get into the race night, just walking up to the track, it looks like there's a different color material kind of sprinkled in spots. I thought I had heard that they brought in some new clay, so you can see where they kind of mixed it with what was existing and already here. And different materials put on different shows, so we'll see what the racetrack ends up being this evening. And us as a team, it's important to try to be one step ahead of the game with our race car and with what I need to do behind the wheel to, find the right line and build momentum and build speed around the Cottage Grove Speedway. But here in a little bit, we'll be getting our fire suits, get the 18T all fired up. The only way to bounce back from a little bit of a rough start, upside down the first night, upside down yesterday, is to get back up, fight hard, stand on the gas, and really glad we have some more racing this weekend to kind of pull a tear off and put all that behind us. So we're going to get into the action here for the Marvin Smith Memorial. So just wrapped up qualifying here at Cottage Grove. The last few cars are rolling out on track now. I think we ended up with 18 360 sprint cars. Right now we're currently sitting 5th quick. Got to keep working on our qualifying trim. We're just, didn't unload. Yesterday we weren't bad, but even today, we're just a little bit off, and I can tell that our balance is not where it needs to be. Just extremely free and really spinny would be the best way, kind of a weird word, but good way to describe it. The track's got grip in some spots, and then there's some spots it looks like it didn't even really get much water. So kind of an interesting surface, and whenever I hit grip, my car's good, but then when I'm not in the grip, I'm not stuck at all. That kind of tells us that we're a little bit on the free side. So it just feels almost like our right rear is really propped up. So we're gonna work on that, try to get our car a little evened out in the back, driving a little straighter, and get this thing where it's more in the racetrack. So that's what we're gonna need tonight. We just, our balance isn't there yet. So the heat race will be up next. I believe we're gonna be rolling off from the pole, kind of similar to the high limit format. We're gonna need to win the heat race. It's all going to be about just getting a good start, and more importantly, like I mentioned, just working on our race car, because we just don't have exactly, I definitely know I don't have what I need, but we have a really good direction that we want to head and we think is going to work based on some notes. And notes are good to go off of, but tracks are different every single night, so you just have to be ready to adapt and also not be afraid to try things to head in the right direction.
Holmes getting a really good start on the bottom side of the racetrack. Dove getting a little bit bucky there in turns 1 and 2. Kyle Howarding trying to make the best of it. But Tanner Holmes going to lead lap number 1. It's Holmes, Hilliard, Dubham, and Howarding, your front 4. Chris Bullock runs out the 5th place spot. 2 to go that time around. White flag going to come out this time by for Tanner Holmes, young man out of Jacksonville. Then Levi Hilliard, Kyle Howarding, Caleb Dubham, Chris Bullock. Holmes out of 4. Tanner Holmes wins heat race number 2.
Well, successful heat race for the red 18T. Simply just got a good start and worked on making the best 8 laps that we could. Felt like that was some of our better laps of the entire weekend, so it was actually nice to be out in clean air versus if we would have qualified a little bit better, we would have been coming from 2nd row outside. I feel like it was some of the most grip I felt as far as just being stuck. Not necessarily grip on the racetrack, The racetrack's really weird. Like 3 and 4, you can run fairly through the middle, like a lane and a half off the bottom, and you can kind of just shorten that corner up. 1 and 2, you kind of have to run against it on entry and follow it around, or you can almost run through the middle and then kind of pedal it coming off and shorten the corner as well. And there's just grip in weird spots. While I'm here, here's the Marvin trophy. You get to keep it for an entire year. It's just sitting by the trailer. Figured I'd show you that. We're sending it back tomorrow night. We're hoping to still bring it back to the shop. Anyway, for us, just important, we're working on our package, working on our race car. Even though this is stuff that's all local, close to us, we've done it a lot. Like I said, it's early in this car's season, so it's just important that we work on putting together an entire night, and all the adjustments that we made from qualifying to the heat race, night and day difference. Felt like I said, a lot more stuck. Was able to drive in hard, could feel the right rear, could feel the back of the car just driving me evenly, and as a driver, that makes your job a lot easier.
He draws the 9 right now. 4 or 3 or lower gets on the pole. A 2 for Tanner Holmes.
Well, just sitting down for a second. Going to be climbing back in for the feature in just a few minutes. Just ran the dash. Our pill draw skills, or I guess today it was like playing cards. So like ace was the low number. I think it was all the way up to a 10. Definitely a unique way of doing it. We got the 2, and one guy got the ace. So we were basically what would have been drawing the 2 out of 6 pills. Started front row outside in the dash. Got a good jump. Got through 1 and 2 a little better than the car on my inside, and led every single lap. I feel like as the night goes on, the track hasn't changed a ton, but our car is getting better. We're just really fine tuning at this point, and now we just got to be aware of we're gonna have a little bit of a fuel load. I think it's gonna be 25, 30 laps. So again, just small changes. I'm really happy with the window that we are in, and the racetrack has still actually got surprisingly some grip. I don't know now with it cooling off, it's almost coming back in spots. It's pretty fast entering 1 and 2. It's super slick off of turn 2, and then 3 and 4 is pretty fast, kind of in that same lane we ran in the heat race. But I think once that lane burns off, we might have to move up. So just be interesting how it kind of changes, and they have a few other divisions that are running before we go. But just keep a close eye on it. Really happy with where we're at, and obviously we'll be leading the field to green this evening. Well, it's just about showtime here for the prelim night of the Marvin Smith Memorial. We're getting ready to roll off from the pole. This is a race, but more importantly, it's just an opportunity for our team to get better, work on running all 30 laps, focus in on good start, get through that first lap, try to get out, control the race, and of course, at some point, we're going to be in lap traffic. So keep that pace up, get to lap cars. Might be kind of interesting lap traffic. There's not as much real estate on the surface as we would maybe hope, but I think it could widen out, and they go low, you go high, they go high, you go low, and be ready to get some slide jobs in on them, and really just try to put as many of them between us and the rest of the field. But we are going to go climb in though now. The top 4 finishers from tonight do have a little benefit going into tomorrow, so of course want to stay up front and try to get the 18T in victory lane.
Second place, Tanner Holmes, ladies and gentlemen. About the same thing, big lap traffic going on. And did you see what happened in front of Colton there towards the end? And then you just decided to throw a bomb at him?
Yeah, just trying to go where they're not, right? Lap traffic was honestly my only hope. I just think that, I don't know, our balance just wasn't as good as his maybe, and he can make really good speed kind of anywhere. And I just was searching the whole entire time to kind of find where I needed to be. And like I said, luckily some lap traffic held him up there at the end, and maybe, I'd do this last corner differently, but it's just how it is. So, we'll take a second. We just got to keep working on our stuff to get it where we need it to be. Well, here's a look at why you run a rock screen. Look at that. Just so you guys know, there's a carbon cap here. It hit so hard, it knocked it right off. We had it riveted in, and there's my rock screen. You can see, it just smoked me. Not even a rock. I think it was just a huge chunk of mud. Like, it felt like the whole opening of the cockpit got hit. And even right now, like, not trying to be dramatic, I feel like my head, I don't know, I think I'm good, but like, I don't know if I'm just tired, or I'll just see how I feel, going to sleep tonight, I guess, and wake up tomorrow morning. But I got hit pretty good, I won't lie. Probably the gnarliest thing that's hit me in the cockpit while racing. But P2 tonight, feel pretty disappointed with our run. Not a great second place finish. We had a shot to win the race. We had a shot, luckily, because of lap traffic and all that, and we definitely could have capitalized, I think. And just drivers got to be better. And I don't think our car's where we want it. It felt good early, but then dumping all that feel in, and just how they kind of worked the track and how things played out with what I was trying to do definitely was not working. Like, I just was not building enough speed. And looking back, I think I needed to grab a lot more wing and try to cheat 1 and 2 so I could blast 3 and 4. I just wasn't getting down the straightaways good, wasn't making a ton of corner speed, made up a little bit of time in 1 and 2 where my wing was forward, but everywhere else I was no good because of it. Where maybe if I could have worked on getting through there, maintaining, but been better everywhere else, just having my wing back, that would have given me more rear grip, might have had a better shot to win the race. We still had a shot, but we just weren't super good. We were kind of just hanging out in the hunt because everyone's stuck in lap traffic. So disappointed. We should have won tonight, or we should have done. We just, in general, I believe we should have won tonight, starting on the pole. And congrats to Colton Heath. He ran a really good race, and it came down obviously there to the final lap, and just have to watch that back. I just had such a run. It was going to be hard to run the bottom, but looking back, probably what I should have done.